welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. And now, your defending NFC North champion, Detroit Lions.
On the visiting sideline, you see head coach Matt LaFleur. His team fired up and ready for this one. Across the field, it is Lions head coach Dan Campbell. His team looking for a spark, hoping their fans will give it to them here at home as we are set to go. The 30-yard line. The Green Bay offense set to go to work for the first time. And they're led by the man who waited his turn, the 20, and they'll take over there. So that Detroit offense taking the field for the first time. #1 overall pick in 26. They have converted twice on third down on this drive, and they need a yard here with 3rd and 1. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Jaden Reed. Touchdown, Green Bay.
What separates the really good quarterbacks from everybody else in the National Football League, Mike, is not only ability to process, but the ability to process quickly under pressure, and I think that's exactly the case. Oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver,
and he gets out wide. He'll go to the end zone. Touchdown, Lions. And that's a football to hold on to forever. His first NFL touchdown in his very first NFL game.
Make no mistake about it, he may get the glory, but that does not happen without unbelievable blocking up front. So let's give the big guys all the credit in the world.
3rd and goal. From the gun, it's gone. And he's in. Sam Laporta. Touchdown, Detroit.
And what a fitting end to this drive, Mike. It only makes sense that he's the one that gets the ball in the end zone after making a handful of clutch plays prior to the touchdown. That was here on 2nd and goal.
One more time with Montgomery. And he will take this one across into the end zone. David Montgomery. Touchdown, Lions.
You can just see the comfort, Mike, that this offense continues to play with. The early momentum in the first half has carried here after the break, and you can see
it's a gain of 28 yards. That's good for a Lions.
1st and goal, and here's Montgomery. And he gets to the outside and takes it in. David Montgomery. Touchdown, Detroit. That is 2nd touchdown now here in the season opener. This has got to feel good, Greg. You open at home and a great performance with one more touchdown added on top.
Now it's 3rd down.
A quick throw on the RPO is complete. Down to the 10. And he's in. Jaden Reed. Touchdown, Green Bay. He's got another one. His 2nd touchdown of the line. He's got it at the 3. And he'll take it on in. Jamison Williams. Touchdown, Lions. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit. Start. The quarterback has all of his attention on the rushers rather than his receivers downfield. All he can manage to do.
And this is going to be a touchdown. It's too little too late. do get a bit closer as they score here in the final minute of play. So it's a win here for the Lions. They move to 1-0 as they earn this victory in the division, no less, here in Week 1. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from downtown Detroit. First known as the Meadowlands, EA Sports welcomes you to MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's the Detroit Lions and the New York Jets. On the visitors' sideline, it is Lions head coach Dan Campbell. This guy's got the season started on the right foot, a home victory in the season opener. On the other side, the man who won 25 to right about the 28-yard line. So the Jets offense ready to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the man from Ohio State. Up past the 40-yard line. So that Detroit offense taking the field for the first time. Number 1 overall pick in 20.
Brings up 3rd and goal.
Out of the shotgun. It's gone. That'll be caught. It's Jahmyr Gibbs. And he gets to the outside and takes it in. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Detroit. That his first touchdown of the new year. The quarterback, with all of his eligible receivers available, uses the back out of the backfield that time, Greg, to take it to the end zone.
And when you're running back, Mike, and now the defense takes you back for a loss, so what do you do now?
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. To the goal line and in. Rashad White. Touchdown, New York. His first touchdown of the new campaign. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that fourth quarter score changes the lead one more time.
It was coming, and they suffer a loss.
This one is on target, and it is good. They have tied things up here in the final minute. Throwing is Fields. Now a screen set up for Harris. And he's going to get out of bounds. Pick up of about 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up
Fields from the gun on 3rd down. He'll try to run for it. Can't beat. Fields now to throw on 1st down. A pass taken in by Harris. And they bring him down, but not until they cyber. This to win the game. This kick is good. And that very likely will be a game winner.
And that's just got to be a great field.
Is going to do it. So this one in the win column for the Jets. They get the job done here at home, and they follow the opening weekend victory with another here to move to 2-0 on the season. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Jets as we say goodbye from MetLife Stadium.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Tar Heel State, where the legacy of the late, great Sam Mills lives on with each pound of the drum. And that means we are ready for football here at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Today, it's Week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on a 2-game slide since winning their opener a few weeks back. On the other side, the head coach of the home team. His guys ready to show out in front of the home fans as they try to send them home happy at the end of this one. Here right at the 30-yard line. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And trotting out there leading them is their 4th year.
And see if he can keep the magic going.
So now the Lions go on offense in a great starting spot. They're led onto the field by the 3-yard line. How about this? They'll try the option. Left side. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to stretch out their lead.
2 good drives on their first 2 possessions. Remember, the first wound up in a field goal, but we all know field goals aren't going to cut it in the NFL, so they're not going to be denied here, and they wind up punching this one into the end zone.
Now Young. Got a man, that's Leggett. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Xavier Leggett, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers are back within a score. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful
Brown.
Yeah, he's got to keep an internal clock to go along with his offensive line. When you're talking about 3, 4, 5 seconds, that's a reasonable amount of time to expect to deliver the ball downfield. So great to try and complete a pass, but it's equally important to know when to throw.
Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? Once more, ETN. And this time he works his way in. Touchdown, Panthers. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks remain.
This is NFL football at its best. Here's 3rd down. Goff. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down. They go ahead and snap it. Goff. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this one is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position. So now
Right back for them. So nice stand for them. Momentum can swing back to their side if they have a good drive here.
And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. Down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here. Goff now to throw. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Here we go. This is 4th down. Now Goff. He's going to let it fly. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down. Charles, we were treated to an excellent game today, capped off by that 2nd half comeback. This was a joy to watch.
Entertaining for us, not so much to the team who had at halftime and now is leaving here knowing that they let a win slip through their fingers. Tough one for them to carry home.
So for Carolina, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they'll drop down to 1.
Call it Motown, call it the Motor City. To Lions fans, this is home. Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's the New England Patriots and the Detroit Lions. On the visitor sideline, Patriot head coach Mike Vrabel. His squad coming in winning 3 of their last 4 games. Across the field, and his Lions head coach Dan Campbell. His guys come in off the 30-yard line. So that Detroit offense taking the field for the first time. Number 1 overall pick in 2016 leads him out.
Local individual assignments in the entire league. It's like playing football against that really good kid in your neighborhood.
And he's in! Jameer Gibbs. Touchdown Lions. Touchdown number 7 for him on the year. And that is the way to start a game. Not just score, but Greg, score quickly. A nice opening drive for the first 6 points.
Well, it seems like the hour spent on that opening game script was time well spent. I mean, to take the ball right down the field that quickly, right out of the gates, that's a pretty
nice place for the drive to start. The New England offense getting ready to go to work here. They'll be led by the man from North Carolina, 6'4". Now from the 3-yard line, they'll try to stop 3rd and goal. That is caught by the tight end, Sam Laporta. Touchdown Detroit. His 4th TD grab of the season. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the...
Throwing, Goff. He'll get this one complete to St. Brown. And he's going to take this one all the way. 77 yards. Touchdown, Detroit.
Lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be...
And he will score! Game on! Touchdown, New England! His 12th touchdown of the year. So they get the touchdown, and now it is a 9-point game. Greg, you can go for 1 and make it a 1-possession game. Or some people think about going for 2 here. What would you do?
To the first down marker. They're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Jameer Gibbs. Touchdown, Lions. That's a 2-touchdown game for him. Numbers 7 and 8 for the season. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a toe. The noise is deafening. It's 4th and goal. On the run is Stevenson. And this is going to be a touchdown. Hold everything. They are not done yet. So they decide to go for the touchdown, and Greg, they get rewarded on 4th and goal with the 6 points.
Yeah, I think the safe bet there is you settle for the field goal.
So it's a win here for the Lions. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did, and that was the difference in this one. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Lions as we...
Up here in the north, this is the land of Vikings, and with the Yallar horn bellowing throughout U.S. Bank Stadium, a Nordic nation of 70,000 strong rises up with a cry of Skol to usher 2 teams into battle. Coming off a contest that looks real good on paper between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. In his spot on the visiting sideline, that's Lions head coach Dan Campbell. His guys continue to play at a high level. They've won 7 of their last 9. Running the show across the field, that's Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell. These guys mired in a losing streak, hoping a trip home is going to help them snap out of it. Down on the return. So now it's the Lions' turn to head out for the first time on offense. They're led out by someone who's fought through the doubters all through his career. See what they decide to do, Brock, on this 4th and 1. They'll go for it. Goff. And he's in for the Detroit touchdown. The Lions have a great first drive and get the game's first points. It's a Sam Laporta touchdown. Quite the drive they put together to begin this game. What stood out to us, how quickly they were operating. They got a lot of plays in a small amount of time on the way to that touchdown.
What do you mean? We feel them a first down.
Montgomery is in for the Detroit touchdown. The Lions grow their lead just before halftime. David Montgomery with the touchdown. Well, we all knew what was coming when they got into that goal line formation, didn't we, Brock? And they just pound the rock in for an old-school touchdown.
I just sometimes love that stuff. Nothing fancy, nothing cute. Here's our formation. You know we're running right at.
Off play action, Goff. And he brings it in for the Detroit touchdown. The Lions have likely locked up the win right there. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the touchdown. And they've loved the scoring production he's brought out of their offense. That touchdown gives him 10 on the season. So the Lions get the win on the road. And they take not just the victory, but some serious year-long bragging rights home with them after this one, as they finish off the sweep of their division rivals. So that puts a bow on this one. For my partner Brock Heward and everyone involved on our crew, I'm Kate Scott signing off. This has been another presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Lions as we bid you farewell from Minneapolis. It's a city home to one of the most loyal and passionate fan bases in football. And all the noise they're making is being captured by the Dome here at Ford Field in Detroit. Today, there's an NFC fighting storm between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Detroit Lions. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. One final time this regular season. As always, joined by Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott as we get ready to put a bow on what has been an outstanding 18 weeks of football.
And for 14 lucky teams across the NFL, Kate, this isn't the end for them. This is their last chance to tune up before they play on in the postseason.
So here come the Buccaneers, ready for their opening drive. They're brought out by a former #1 pick who always plays with energy and passion.
This one ends.
Baker now from the gun. That's complete downfield to Godwin. And he's going to take this to the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers take a 6-0 lead in the first quarter. It's a Chris Godwin touchdown.
First thing you do as a quarterback, the first thing that you do when you get to the NFL level, if you haven't learned it earlier, is you scan those safeties. Do I got middle field open or close? Do I got a single high or two high? Is that post going to be available? Because if it is, big plays.
Gibbs now from the gun. And he will get this to the end zone for a Detroit touchdown. The Lions reach pay dirt for the first time this game. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game pick. Drive begins with a run by Irving. Shoots away from one. Free up the middle. It's a breakaway. Has room into the secondary. That's a Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers take the lead on the first play of the drive. Wow, great stuff there, Brock. He busted that one open, got downhill, and got in for 6. Huge run there.
Yeah, and this is how you break a game open. He found that lane, and he was gone. What a tremendous effort in the blocking scheme there to just spring.
This is 2nd and inches. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. And they score. It's a Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers will add to their lead at the end of the half.
Buccaneers.
They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Bronk. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
They run. Here's Montgomery. He runs it across. Touchdown. The Lions cut into the lead coming out of halftime. David Montgomery with the touchdown. Nice execution to get that counter to the end zone. Maybe not the play we expected, Bronk, but the play that they needed right there.
I love a well-executed counter. I really do. It's like a good boxer, Kate. You set them up with a feint one way, and then you hit them with the knockout the other. Keep them from answering the bell and stopping you from reaching that end zone.
Set up for the 2-point conversion.
They'll try it on the ground. And he's into the end zone again, so he gets them the touchdown and the 2, and single-handedly shaves 8 points off that lead.
10 yards. That's good for a 1st down.
On the give, this is Irving. He dodged the tackle. Up to the races, middle of the field. And in, touchdown, Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers make it a 9-point advantage.
Touchdown, Buccaneers.
Okay, that's just simply the difference-making edge that these elite running backs bring to you. A lot of backs can get you 10 yards, 20 yards, but the elite backs, they can take it to the house. Short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play, and that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Goff has it knocked out. The Buccaneers pick it up. Free up the middle. It's a breakaway. And he will take it back. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers can put this out of reach as they make it a 16-point lead. I think they would have happily just taken the turnover, Brock, but how about the wherewithal of the defender to take it back for the score?
Yeah, that is a scoop and score in the definition of a splash play defensively. You don't just rip possession away from the offense, kind of rip the...
It's here.
Gain of 11. And the Lions 1st down.
Delivers another one to Williams. Down the sideline past the 40. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions get it back to within 2 possessions. Here's Goff. And this is cut for a score, and we are not done here yet. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yep.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
Everything comes down to this onside kick with less than a minute to go. Oh, did the Lions get to that one? Yes, they got it back! So it's a win for the visiting Buccaneers. Well, Brock, the playoffs didn't materialize for them this year, but at least they were able to rally together here in this final week and close the campaign out with a victory.
Yeah, you know, once those playoffs are out of the picture, your focus really becomes building some hope for next season, ending things on a good note and getting people excited about your tape and what's to come in the future. And in this win, we certainly saw some of those moments that make me excited to see them chase the playoffs next season.
This has been another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. With all our crew here and my broadcast partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Buccaneers winners, as we'll see you next time from Detroit.
The Sports coverage of the National Football League takes us to Southern California as we've got playoff football ahead in the City of Angels. Straight ahead, it's Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a great one in store, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Los Angeles Rams. Starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. Field goal would have been right at 53 yards, but instead, offense out there. They're going for it. Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. Down the sideline he goes. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. So they go on fourth down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball. Exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
That's to the pylon and incomplete. I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to. Sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road.
Partner, they had a good lead as they went in at the half, and they came out here in the second half and found a way to extend it. I love their consistency.
And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
Play call, obviously tough in this spot, backed up. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. They'll find Williams on the slant. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Jamison Williams, 25 yards for the touchdown, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the fourth quarter after that one, CD. And, well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way. Jack Campbell providing a little deja vu, back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long. And Charles, on the losing side of things, you know, they didn't come in here as the favorite to these playoffs, but they came in with a lot of hope and anticipation. Tough to have that all snuffed out so quickly.
It really is. You're one of 12 teams when the playoffs begin that still has a chance to win the Super Bowl. So that's pretty darn good. And as you often talk about, a lot of hope when the playoffs start. Well, that ended for them. But when they look back, they'll have a lot to be proud of and see if they turn the page towards the next season.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. From Los Angeles, so long, everybody.
The playoffs are in full swing as we welcome you to this postseason contest on EA Sports. Coming up, let's close out another great week of football with a Sunday night primetime matchup between the Detroit Lions and the Washington Commanders. I'm Kate Scott. Joining me, as always, my partner in crime, Brock Heward, and we are excited to bring you the 5. So the Lions take the field for their first drive. They're led out by someone who's fought through the doubters all through his career, and he just keeps putting up out right along the line, so no gain.
Pushed out of bounds right at the line.
It's off now on third down. Rolls caught. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions finish up an excellent opening series. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the touchdown. Quite the drive they put together to begin this game. What stood out to us, how quickly they were operating. They got a lot of plays in a small amount of time on the way to that touchdown.
What do you mean? We feel that tempo in the booth?
Yep, yep, certainly do.
Kept up.
Out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Now the Commanders will get their turn at an opening drive of the game. They'll be led out by an elite runner.
To this game where you've got to play in a phone booth yet, have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker.
Touchdown, Washington. The Commanders can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned.
Brock, as they line up for 3rd and goal. Gonna try to run with 4. Ooh, no luck. He tried. He was fighting, but they send him backwards on 3rd and goal.
It's results like that that drive coordinators nuts. Premature balding, gray, wrinkles, all of it, Kate. You call something conservative. The last thing you're thinking is you're going to lose yards on a 3rd and 1 run.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. And they take this in for the score. The Commanders come through to tie it in the 4th. Jaden Daniels with the touchdown. Well, Brock, not the way I imagined it was designed there on 4th and goal, but I don't think these coaches cared how he got the job done. Just make sure you get in 9th play of this drive. He lost the football. The Lions get to it. And deep in their own territory, they're going to take possession now after the fumble. Look, we can spin positive here, Brock. You take away the ending, and that drive was outstanding. It was everything they were hoping for. Unfortunately, all that work and efforts, it's gone.
Hey, Kate, Cal, how important were those finals?
Pretty important.
Yeah, so was that ball security right there. Bring it in.
That one is good! And they're going to take the lead inside the final minutes.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
On comes Cade York. A lot riding on this kick. From the right hash. This is going to be a 51-yarder. It's pushing right, and it's going to miss the mark just on the wrong side.
He mixed the people. Looking for the next exodus to the cars. And no sitting in stunned silence after that game winner failed to connect.
So the Lions get the win on the road. And they pulled off the rare and elusive road win in the postseason, which means their journey stays alive another week as they head to the conference championship, where they're going to get a shot to punch their ticket to the Super Bowl. So that puts a bow on this one. For my partner, Brian.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Coming up, a battle to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl, and we've got a potential classic in store, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Dallas Cowboys. On the visitor's sideline, Lions head coach Dan Campbell. These guys looking to finish off their probable run from wild card team to conference champions. On the Cowboys side, head coach Brian Schottenheimer. His guys just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their game.
First and goal.
Montgomery is in for a Lions touchdown. So much for being intimidated on the road in the playoffs, right? That was a pretty clinical drive right there.
Yeah, they seem to come out with the attitude of, we don't deal with pressure. We create it on the other team. Just took it right down the field.
Here, right at the 30-yard line. Time for Dak Prescott and the Dallas offense to go to work. Prescott, of course, the former fourth-round pick on 2nd and goal. Here's Prescott. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Javonte Williams, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Cowboys respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Here's Prescott. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys have taken the lead here in this NFC Championship game. Yeah, he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. And he will take it in for a Cowboys score. Javonte Williams, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cowboys are closing in on a Super Bowl berth now as they extend their fourth-quarter lead. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the... A shotgun snap for Gone. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Lions have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the fourth.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back. I don't know about
A 58-yard attempt.
And that is no good. And they'll be unable to build here onto their 5-point lead. Now, this was still going to be a one-score game either way, but still, that's a potentially harmful miss here in the fourth.
It's certainly
5 here as he's out at the 6.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
Quick toss by Goff is complete. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Jamison Williams from 6 yards away. And the Lions have taken the lead here now in the fourth quarter of this championship game.
and touchdown and congratulations and zero relaxation ahead of them, right? Way too much time on the clock for them to start celebrating.
And he'll get into the end zone. So now a field goal would only tie and gives him a 3-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward won't beat them.
Yeah, and that's really good strategy because that's all you care about. Not getting beat at this stage, at least give your team a fighting chance.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he's going to take it all the way into the end zone. What a return, and they've taken the lead. What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the fourth quarter.
And partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left.
They need a touchdown to send them to the Super Bowl as they've got it 1st and 10. He's going to let it fly. This is caught inside the 15. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow, wow.
On this stage, conference championship game, every play is magnified, and that was a big play.
No doubt about it. One thing that has these guys a step away from a shot at the big game, their big play ability. They can strike from anywhere.
So a big one coming here for Brandon Aubrey. This to potentially send us to overtime. And this one is right through. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about.
Anyway, possession is 9/10 of the law, and it's 9/10 of this game, too. Having the football counts.
You're so litigious. They'll let this go deep for St. Brown. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So the game will continue for at least one more play.
Cannot finish a game on a defensive penalty. That's why they get one more untimed attempt.
And the kick is good. He got it. And with that, they are off to the Super Bowl. Charles, let's focus for a second on the losing side. In a couple months, they may look back and say, wow, it was a great season. But right now, I guarantee they're feeling no sugarcoating on this one.
And you can already see the T-shirts at training camp next year, can't you? Unfinished business. Because they've got to find a way to motivate these guys to go through all the same pain, right? All the same tough stuff, and find their way back and give themselves a chance to win this game again next year.
And that does it for the conference championship. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And for our entire crew, we'll see you 2 weeks at the...
EA Sports welcomes you to the Baba Wing presentation of the National Football League.
After 272 regular season games, 12 playoff games, one last one on the NFL calendar happens tonight as EA Sports welcomes you to the Super Bowl. Coming up, a battle here in the NFL playoffs. It's the AFC champion Baltimore Ravens down shy of the 25-yard line. So that Detroit offense taking the field for the first time. Number 1 overall pick in the league. Get him down, but he gets all the way up close to the 40-yard line. The Ravens offense taking the field for the first time.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
And he gets out wide. He'll go to the end zone. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Touchdown, Lions.
Now, remember back, Mike, their first drive, they had to settle for 3. So they definitely didn't want to have to do that again. So really solid drive from start to end, and they're finally able to cap it off with a touchdown.
Coming up, tackle made at the 3-yard line. Henry will score. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Make no mistake about it, he may get the glory, but that does not happen without unbelievable blocking up front. So let's give the big guys all the credit in the world. He's able to displace guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now, this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense.
That is caught by the tight end, Mark Andrews. Touchdown, Ravens. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost,
It's 3rd and goal. They'll run the sneak, and he will drive his way into the end zone. Garrett Cox, touchdown, Detroit. Certain quarterbacks have a knack for that, and he finds the space to get in the end zone for the touchdown, Greg. And just Porta in motion. From the gun, on 3rd down, it's gone. This is caught toward the side of the end zone. Touchdown, Lions. Greg, every touchdown counts the same, but the ones you get in the 4th quarter, they are the ones that feel a little more important.
yeah, now that pressure shifts to your defense, your offense was able to go out and get the lead here late.
Their disposal, but they'd love to get it right here on 3rd and goal. And he's in. Derrick Henry, touchdown, Baltimore. That is 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl.
All right, so Mike, now the interesting thing is, do you want to take the lead with still enough time for your opponent to get the ball back to go to try to win it? I think I'm kicking the extra point here, tie the game. I don't want
This a potential game winner. the distance, and it's good. He knocks it through from long range. And they take the lead in the final minute of so on is Tyler Luke in a big spot. This to force overtime. And this one is off the mark. It is no good. And the missed kick is going to cost them the game.
Well, that's just part of the game, unfortunately. You work hard to get yourself in position that you can tie it late with a field goal. But he just can't connect, and that's just a tough way to lose a game. There's no doubt about it.
Hugs on that sideline. One final kneel down, and that will put the bow on this championship season. And the Lions have done it. They are your Super Bowl champions. Wow, you talk about a compelling Super Bowl. That's as good as we could ask for, Greg. A struggle tight till the end, but ultimately, one team had a little bit more. They are now the champions.
And as in the case in so many Super Bowls, Mike, your entire franchise and